Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the monthly Town of Milton Board meeting. Today is November the 19th, 2025. Time is 6:30 PM. I'd like to get the meeting started with the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilwoman Kerr.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Delnicki.
Present.
Councilwoman Soden.
Present.
Councilman Froelich.
Present.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Present.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Present. First on the agenda, a motion to accept the October 22nd, 2025 Town Board meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, motion to accept the October 8th, 2025 Town Budget Workshop minutes.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next on the agenda, public comment number one. Public comment number one is on the related agenda items only. Public comment number one is now open if anyone would like to speak. And anybody via Zoom? Hearing none, public comment number one is now closed. Next on the agenda is a presentation by Labella Associates.
Good evening. Everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm Jesse Vogel. I'm a principal transportation planner with Labella. We're fortunate to be working with the town on the feasibility assessment of the roundabout that came out of the town center linkage study. We submitted the feasibility assessment, brief outline here of what's included. Started with a review of the existing conditions and the infrastructure. Included a safety assessment, looked at traffic forecasts and future operations, prepared a couple of conceptual layouts of what the roundabout could look like, and then prepared cost estimates and approach to pursue funding. So the safety assessment here, we reviewed 3 years of crash data from New York State Department of Transportation. We took a look at the crash types and also the severities. You can see that the predominant crash types are rear end, right angle, few side swipe overtaking crashes, left turns, and one head on. The injury crashes were 2 rear end and 2 right angle. I want to draw attention to the right angle, side swipe overtaking, left turn, and head on collisions, because those would be the types of crashes that could be mitigated by a roundabout. The way roundabout design is, it eliminates the right angle crashes by having lower angle entries. It would be single lane roundabout, so no opportunity for the side swipe turns, and obviously no left turns at roundabouts and head-on collisions because they're separated by the splitter islands. Taking a look at the traffic operations, we prepared traffic forecasts for the year 2030 and the year 2050 signal, and then we compared the roundabout operations to the existing traffic signal. So the signal with the existing turn lanes in the forecast year would operate at a level of service C or D. So when we talk in terms of level of service, that's a letter grade from A to F, similar to grade school, with A's being good grades and F's being poor grades. That's based on the amount of vehicle delay. So the signal would operate at a level of service C or D, depending on which peak hour we're talking about. In all instances, the roundabout outperforms the signal. It would operate at C or better. And so that C comparison is to the D comparison. And it's about, on average, 20 seconds per vehicle better, which when you add that up over the number of vehicles entering the intersection during the peak hour, and then over the course of the day, comes to pretty significant savings and delay. And you can see that is shown on the graph there. We have both the AM and the PM and Saturday peak hours, the green bars representing the signals and the red or purple representing the roundabout. Do have the two conceptual layouts for the roundabout that I mentioned. This is the first option. Again, it would be a single lane roundabout at the existing intersection. And then you can see there the splitter islands. The difference here between this option and then option 2, which I'm now showing on the screen, is that option 2 has a longer extended median, which would restrict access at the Cumberland Farms and the Stewart Shop. Which may be something that the town's interested in, given the number of crashes that are occurring at those driveways. The benefit of the roundabout is that you'd still have full access to those properties because you could turn right in and right out from them and then use the roundabout to make a U-turn movement that's right there. So that could be another safety improvement. And then lastly, we prepared our cost estimates based on those two concepts. Construction costs are somewhere in the $2 to $3 million range, approximately another $1 million estimated for design and construction. And then you can see we also forecasted that out to 2030, which would be approximate time of construction if the town were able to secure funding and wanted to move forward with it. Lastly, just on the bottom of the screen, there's a couple of opportunities for funding sources. These are 3 federal funding sources. CMAQ is for congestion and air quality improvement. Highway safety improvement funds, also because of the safety benefit of the roundabout, could be eligible. And then TAP, which is transportation alternatives. It's another federal funding source that can be used for any of the sidewalk work or splitter islands, because those are dedicated for pedestrian and non-vehicle projects. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
What's the difference between concept 1 and 2? Bigger?
Yeah, so concept 1, if you take a look, it's mostly on this east leg and the north leg and where those median splitter islands end. The intent there is to end them before they approach the driveways to Cumberland Farms and Stewart Shop. Option 2 extends those splitter islands through those driveways, which would restrict them to right in, right out. The benefit to that is someone that's coming westbound making a left turn. We've seen a number of crashes at those driveways that result from the left turns or from people crossing between the two. And so instead of allowing that left turn movement, they would now be able to use the roundabout and access the property instead of going around. So it's just something for the town to consider. But the increased cost is from the added median.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
You talk about right in, right out at like Cumberland Farms, which is the building on the right, lower right. How does somebody go south on Rollins Street?
Yeah, so if you're starting at the Cumberland Farms,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so they have their driveway here on Rollins Street. They would have to turn right to come out up to the roundabout.
Go all the way
But
around.
then they can use the roundabout to go around and go back south. Right, and so that eliminates those left turns out of there, which we're seeing are causing some collisions.
Anyone else? All set. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, resolution number 67 of 2025. Resolution adopting the town's annual budget for the year 2026, whereas town board did on November 6, 2025, hold a public hearing and preliminary budget approved by the town board and filed with the town clerk for the fiscal year commencing January 1, 2026, and the town board having considered changes to the filed preliminary budget and having made those changes, if any, available to the public and provided the same to the town clerk for filing, and town comptroller having added and made those changes to the budget, and the town board having heard all the persons desiring to be heard on the matter of the budget for the town of Milton for 2026 fiscal year have been fully discussed and considered. Now therefore be it resolved that the said preliminary budget as previously modified and filed hereby approved and established as the final annual budget for the town of Milton for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2026. And complete copy of which is approved budget and attached hereto, and be further resolved that the town clerk, the town of Milton shall prepare and certified as provided by law duplicate copies of the said annual budget hereby adopted along with any and all amendments herein included and made, if any, and shall do all the actions that are required by law in regards to the formal town budget adoption. Therefore, be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, a motion for resolution 67.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution 68 of 2025, resolution to approve the medical, dental, vision, and retiree insurance plans for the year 2026, whereas the town must renew its health insurance plan on a yearly basis, and the town comptroller of the town of Milton has recommended that after a review of the town's current employee benefit package, which includes health insurance plans and the town's contributions to the same, the current plan to be renewed, and now therefore be it resolved, town board hereby acknowledges the receipt and accepts the health insurance plan renewals for the period beginning February 1st, 2026 until January 31st of 2027, provided by Marshall and Sterling, copies of which are attached hereto. Now therefore be resolved by the town board, town of Milton, a motion for resolution 68.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution 69 of 2025. Resolution to approve the proposal provided by Johnson Controls to install and connect panic buttons to the town's existing security system. Whereas after review and consideration, the town board finds that the town is in need of installation and connection of panic buttons to the existing security system located in the town hall to better assure the safety of the town employees and the public. Now therefore be it resolved, town board hereby awards to appoint and hires Johnson Control Fire Protection LP of 1399 Vicious Ferry Road, Clifton Park, New York 12065 to provide, install, and connect panic buttons to the existing security system located at town hall at a cost not to exceed the sum of $7,600. Plus miscellaneous additional costs, if any, all set forth in the attached quotation, and further authorize the town supervisor to enter into and execute a contract between the town and Johnson Control Fire Protection LP, as well as all other necessary and required documentation, pay all amounts due or become due regarding the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton. Motion for resolution 69.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution number 70 of 2025, resolution to appoint Lawrence Youngblood as an alternate member of the zoning board of appeals in the town of Milton, whereas town has duly appointed zoning board of appeals comprised of 5 members and an alternate member, all appointed to the town board for staggered terms, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Milton hereby appoints Lawrence Youngblood of 100 Concord Avenue, Ballston, Spa, New York 12020 as an alternate member of the zoning board of appeals of the town of Milton, which appointment will take effect and shall be effective on November the 19th, 2025 and end December 31st of 2025 at a salary of $1,000 per year, prorated accordingly, in which said position filled thereafter by the town board and its organizational meeting in January of 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, a motion for resolution number 70.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution 71 of 2025, resolution to hire a senior assessment clerk for the town of Milton. Whereas due to a vacancy in the town assessor's office, it is in need of filling the position for senior clerk, assessment clerk. And now therefore be it resolved by the town board after due consideration upon request and recommendation of the town assessor, does hereby appoint Melissa Miller for White Oak Path, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020 to a full-time position of Senior Assessment Clerk for the Town of Milton, Grade 4, Step 1, effective November 3rd, 2025, at a rate of $23.06 per hour, with benefits limited only to those and provided by the town's personnel policy, if any, and would set hire to be conditional on a 6-month probationary period wherein her performance is and remains acceptable to the town board and town assessor pursuant to the town policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, Town of Milton, a motion for Resolution 71.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next Resolution 72 of 2025, resolution to approve the 5-year fire contract between the Town of Milton and the Village of Ballston Spa, whereas the Town of Milton and the Village of Ballston Spa are working together on an agreement to provide for the furnishing of fire protection service within the Town of Milton Fire Protection District Number 1. And now therefore be it resolved, the proposed agreement between the Town of Milton and the Village of Ballston Spa for the provision of the fire contract service for Milton Fire Protection District Number 1 for a period of January 1st of 2026 through December 31st of 2030 is hereby approved, subject to any additional changes recommended by the town attorney, if any, a full and complete copy of which said agreement is attached hereto and made a part thereof, and further resolved that the town supervisor of the town be and he is hereby authorized on behalf of the town and aforesaid fire protection district to enter into the agreement of the aforesaid, and it further be resolved that after consideration set forth therein, the fire protection, together with all expenses necessary occurred and occasional thereby, shall be affixed and levied upon taxable real property within this said fire protection district. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, Town of Milton, a motion for resolution number 72.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Oh, yes.
Woman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, Resolution 73 of 2025. Resolution adopting a negative declaration environmental significance with regard to the 2025 revised comprehensive plan pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act seeker. Whereas Town Board, Town of Milton has considered the purpose revised for the Town of Milton comprehensive plan. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board and the Town of Milton as follows. The Town Board hereby declares itself lead agency for the purpose of considering and determining the environmental ramifications of the adoption of the plan as required under seeker. Number 2, with respect to the purpose adoption of the comprehensive plan, the Town Board seeker lead agency for the review and type 1 action is carefully review the seeker documents, including FEFA Part 1, 2, and 3, and after review of the recommendation, Town Engineer, Delaware Engineering hereby adopts the findings and conclusion relating to the probable environmental impacts contained within the aforementioned FEAF Annex hereto, and considered the seeker criteria significance set forth at 6 NYCARR 617-7C based on the recommendation provided, hereby determines the issue and attached negative declaration of environmental significance, finding that no environmental impact statement will be prepared for the adoption of the 2025 comprehensive plan because the action will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. Number 3, the town board hereby authorizes town supervisor to execute the FEAF and directs the town clerk to file the negative declaration in accordance with the application provided of the law. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, Town of Milton, a motion for resolution 73.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, the next resolution, number 74 of 2025, a resolution adopting the 2025 comprehensive plan, whereas section 272-A of the New York State law recognizes the importance of preparing a comprehensive plan to facilitate the protection, enhancement, growth, and the development of the town, and to promote the health, safety, and general welfare of the citizens of the town of Milton. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Milton as follows. Number one, the town board hereby expresses the gratitude of the members of the comprehensive plan and town engineer for their time and contributions to the preparation of the 2025 comprehensive plan. Number two, the town board hereby adopts the 2025 comprehensive plan, a full and complete copy of which is attached here to replacing and superseding its entirety the town's prior plan. Number three, the town board directs that the plan be periodically reviewed, which shall occur not less than 5 years, and with full review and update to occur not less than 10 years, and authorized pursuant to New York State Town Law, Section 272A, Subdivision 10. And number four, the Town of Milton's 2025 Comprehensive Plan shall be filed in the town clerk's office, and a copy therefore filed with Saratoga County Planning and Economic Development Department as required by Town Law 272A, Subdivision 12, as otherwise required by law. Now therefore be resolved by the Town Board, Town of Milton, a motion for Resolution 74.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to thank the whole committee. It was a long process and they did their due diligence, attending all the meetings and working hard on it. So they're not here tonight, but thank you.
Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, a motion to accept the traffic feasibility study completed by LaBelle Associates.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second.
second. Go ahead.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, a motion to set a public hearing on local law number 3 of 2025 to amend Chapter 34 of the Town Code regarding residency of certain employees on December the 17th, 2025 at 6:30 PM.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, a motion to set a public hearing on local law number 4 of 2025 to extend the moratorium on large and commercial scale solar energy installations and battery storage facilities in the town of Milton on December 17th, 2025 at 6:31 PM.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, a motion to approve Shannon Pine to buy back 23.5 hours of vacation.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes, I guess so.
Councilman Froelich.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, department and committee reports, animal control, Eric.
The Animal Control Monthly Report for October 2025. Total calls 64, bite cases 4, dangerous dog hearing 0, animals seized 10, and there were some tickets issued. 2 for unlicensed dog, and that's a grand total of 2. Respectfully submitted, David Drzezinski, Animal Control Officer.
Thank you, Eric. Next, assessor's officer.
This is dated November 2025. One-time inflation refund check has been sent out to eligible homeowners from the 2025-2026 New York State budget. Not all residents will qualify for the check. If you have not received the check, please check with the New York State website for guidance. tax.newyork.gov. In the search bar, input inflation check. Exemption renewals have been sent out to the Town of Milton residents for aged, that be senior, low income, agricultural, and disability. All exemptions need to be submitted by March 1st, 2026 to be eligible for the 2026 assessment roll. A question to the assessor. I just paid off my mortgage and I do not have an escrow account anymore. How do I get my tax bills? Who is responsible if I get my bill late? The answer, send your request directly to the assessment office. We will forward directly to the school district and the town tax office. You, the homeowner, are responsible for seeking your tax bill. If you're a new homeowner, please make sure we have the correct mailing address of record. And tax bills can be found at, for town bill after January 1st, egov.basgov.com. So it's egov.basgov.com. Ballston Spa Central School District or Saratoga Springs Central School District tax bills at infotaxonline.com. Galway Central School District tax bill at Galway Central School District.org. Village taxes, tax bill not online website for information. ballstonspa.gov. This month, the town of Milton hired a new senior assessment clerk, Melissa Miller. Please stop in and welcome her to our team. Regards, Laura Orminski, Town of Milton Assessor.
Thank you, Eric. Next, building department, John?
Yep. During the month of October, the Code Enforcement Department managed 35 building permits, collected $4,834 in building permit fees, collected $1,800 in planning and zoning board fees, collected $26,000 in park and rec fees, collected $0 in sewer fees, completed 152 construction inspections, fulfilled 18 fire safety inspections, responded to 44 code enforcement violations. A total of 3 certificates of occupancy were issued along with 29 certificates of compliance.
Thank you, John. Next, Comptroller's financial reporting package issued town board made available public inspection on the town's website.
You don't want buildings and grounds.
Yes. Next, buildings and grounds.
During the month of October, I did daily cleaning community center, town parks, and all town offices, including highway department, town and courts. Weekly set up and take down a community center for senior events and rentals. We inspected all the fire extinguishers, AED machines throughout town hall, highway department, building department, town court, and community center. Inspected all the playground equipment at Burgess Kimball and Susan Lyle Playground, and the daily cleaning of park bathrooms. We did fall cleanup on all town properties, including the parks. And I winterized the water wheel fountain in front of town hall and all irrigation systems on town property and community center. Respectfully submitted, Mark Leroy, Maintenance Supervisor.
You did such a good job on that. I'm going to give you Director of Economic Planning's report because he had an emergency and he could not be here tonight. So
God.
there you go.
Okay. During the past month, my primary focus has been working closely with Retail Strategies, the consulting firm engaged throughout Saratoga County economic development grants. The company specializes in assisting municipalities with target economic development incentives by conducting in-depth demographic and market research. I've had multiple meetings with the team to provide essential background information needed for them to integrate their data analysts with our existing economic development efforts. The goal is to produce a comprehensive set of materials that will strengthen our ability to attract potential investors and developers to the town of Malta. This project is now nearing completion. Once finalized, we'll receive both printed and electronic versions of the full study. The electronic version will be posted on the town's website under Economic Development section, where it will be easily accessible to interested investors and business representatives. The town will offer a detailed overview of local demographics and spending patterns, market potential, factors that can demonstrate the strong opportunities for business success in our community. With the most recent opening of the newest business, McDonald's, and the Milltown Center project now officially under construction, we are entering an exciting new phase of commercial growth. These developments are expected to serve as a catalyst for additional private investment, attracting more businesses that will bring expanded goods and services, create new employment opportunities, and generate increased tax revenue for the town. The forthcoming demographics and market analysts from Retail Strategies will serve as a powerful and persuasive resource in our ongoing outreach to project, this is awful, thank you, to projective businesses and developers by providing credible data and clear evidence of Milton's growth potential. This study will enhance our community's ability to compete regionally and to promote a vision of steady, substantially economic expansion. This study will also provide valuable identification of priority retail categories for recruitment. Additional activities. As a member of the Comprehensive Plan Advisory Committee, I've continued to attend monthly meetings in addition to regular planning board meetings, county meetings, as well as functions at the Chamber of Commerce. Respectfully submitted, John Olenek, Director of Economic Planning.
Excellent job. I like to spread the wealth.
You're gonna,
All them resolutions, so.
yeah, you're gonna pass more on to me here.
No, we're good. Eric, do we have health officer this month? No? Okay. Moving on, Highway Department, John?
Yeah, the Highway Department has been working diligently with their fall cleanup. They will continue to pick up leaves and yard debris. That has been placed curbside until the first major snowfall. With the way our weather has been, we encourage residents to watch the weather forecast before putting out their debris. And it is a 7 to 10 business day rotation between pickups of leaves and yard debris. Cannot be placed in the roadway as it creates both a safety issue and a stormwater management violation. Sticks and branches must be kept separate from leaves. Mixed piles may not be picked up. Any branches or small tree trunks must be under 5 feet in length for them to be picked up. We do not pick up stumps. Leaves and yard debris cannot be placed curbside once the continuous winter weather begins. Town residents can also bring their lawn debris to the transfer station located at 503 Geyser Road. Transfer station hours are Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Thank you, John. Next historian, Mike?
Good evening, Mike Companion, Town Historian. This month, I performed a number of maintenance tasks. I dismantled and washed the informational panels of the 1780 kiosk at Shreveport Park. I removed the leaves and debris from the pathway and grave sites at Oakwood Cemetery. I also removed the Saratoga County 250th banners for the winter, which I will reinstall in the spring. I also largely finished preparations for the Saratoga County Veteran Recognition Ceremony for the Town of Milton, which will take place in June of 2026. On November 8th, the Milton 250th Committee held a program at Factory Village Cemetery to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the establishment of the U.S. Marine Corps and placed a Revolutionary War marker for Marine Captain Stephen Earle. This event was well attended by members of the Marine Corps League, Ballston VFW, the American Legion, the Sons of the American Revolution Color Guard, and the Daughters of the American Revolution. State Senator Tedesco was also in attendance, as were Deputy Supervisor Kerr, Town Clerk Howe, and Tax Collector Lisa Wanitz. There was also a large number of residents present. Marine Corps League Commandant Justin Orozco gave a moving and educational speech on the role the Marine Corps played in the history of our country. Following the ceremony, attendees were invited to the Ballston Spa VFW for food and refreshments. On November 12th and 20th, I will have met with the members of the Saratoga County 250th Commission and a number of historians and state park officials from Warren, Washington, Saratoga, Albany, and Columbia counties in preparation for the large number of events statewide relating to the 250th anniversary of the Knox Train of Artillery. On November 17th, I took part in a program at the Scholarville of the Saratoga Battlefield with New York Senator Schumer, along with other national, state, and county officials in recognition of the reopening of the battlefield following federal government shutdown, and also asking for funds to continue funding battlefields and historic parks in the United States. Unlike other departments, I collected no fees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Next, Justice Court, Barb.
Charges from October 1st to October 31st, 2025. Fines, $3,290. Surcharges, $2,406. Civil fees, $625 for a total of $6,321.
Thank you, Barb. Next, Planning Consultant, Planning and Zoning Board Report, Meg.
Okay, this report is prepared by Sophia Maruso, our Director of Planning. And this is for October. She's attended multiple meetings, including planning board, facilities meetings, and zoning board meetings. She attended a meeting for the Milltown Center pre-construction. and ongoing coordination with the Bill Lewis, the zoning board, the planning board, Delaware Engineering, and ongoing MS4 program management. And I think most importantly in this report was she prepared some zoning research was done. And it was for a 5-year history of the variances granted. And you can see that online. It lists out all the different variances and kind of a map of where those variances were approved. The planning board. 652 Ackland Boulevard was a minor subdivision, a 3-lot minor subdivision. And they conducted the public hearing. The seeker was completed with a negative declaration. The action approved with condition for the final county approach easement for the airport prior to the building permit being issued. 429 Sodeman Road, which is also a minor subdivision. The public hearing was conducted and the action was approved. 272 Stone Church Road was final plat approval for a major subdivision. They're waiting for the final approval from DEC. All other conditions have been met and the public hearing for the final plat approval was waived. The action was approved with 7 conditions as stated in the resolution. Zoning board was 1118 Middle Line Road, and that was for a use variance. The public hearing was conducted. Several people spoke for and against the use variance. There's a lot of stringent regulations on use variances, so it kind of got a little bit complicated, but after the public hearing was closed, the board discussed code 180-67C on non-conforming use. The ZBA considered the Adirondack sign category to be light manufacturing. Therefore, since the original property would have been zoned as light manufacturing if we had zoning back then, this is the same category and therefore no use variance or other zoning variance is required for the property. So that was taken off and no variance was required.
Thank you, Mac. No receiver of taxes. Next, town clerk, Brenda.
Okay, so for the month of October, we had 6 marriages, 7 certified marriage certificates, 43 certified death certificates, 24 FOIL and search of records requests, 141 dog licensing, of which 27 were online, 17 hunting and fishing licenses, 4 pavilion and community center rentals with a town total of $3,714.27.
Thank you, Brenda. Youth Bureau.
Okay, so our meeting was Monday. All of the 2025 recreation grants, they're all completed. They're doing reimbursements right now. And the funding for the 2026 cycle was discussed with expenditures in fall of 2025 being reimbursed in January to allow us to do Halloween or Christmas parties or something like that. Training workshops were discussed. Youth Bureau Development Conference is this week in Albany, and there's a youth leadership forum in February. So if we know of any youth or youth groups, 12 and older, who might be interested in attending it in Albany, we can let Rebecca know or have them get a hold of Rebecca to discuss it. The other thing we talked about was the lifeguard certification classes. They're being offered again. The program covers like $400+ for eligible youth. There is a prerequisite swim test, but the classes are being held in January and then over their spring and winter breaks. And that was it.
Thank you, Brenda. Next, public comment number 2. Public comment number 2 on any other town business. Public comment number 2 is now open if anyone would like to speak. Dan Galvin.
Evening, everybody. Been a while. I'd like to, Dan Galvin, 3185 Lane. I'd like to talk about the airport. Pretty sure we're all aware of the crash and fatality that happened a month ago, I think, very beginning. After that had happened, I had reached out to Supervisor Ostrander. He graciously met with me And as we talked about best ways that we can get some answers to some of the questions that we all have, I think. Most of the town board members that I've talked to, most residents I've talked to have zero idea about what goes on over there, how it's regulated, nothing. So I drew up some questions, I submitted them to Scott and he sent it over to the county, which again, thank you for your patience in that. And I thank the county for getting back to us as timely as they did. Unfortunately, the answers that I got, at least for me, are quite alarming. I wouldn't say they're surprising, but they're quite alarming. That airport is not controlled in any way, shape, or form by the county, or town of Milton, or the state of New York. It is uncontrolled airspace. Those aircraft land, take off whenever they feel like it. There is no restriction on time of day. The only restriction on the size of the aircraft is the length of the runway. The largest aircraft so far that has been reported to land there is the Gulfstream G650. That aircraft seats 24, has a top speed of about 600 miles an hour and 7,000 nautical miles. Which brings me to my next point, is that there is zero security at that airport. International flights land there whenever they want. There is no control over that. It was said in one of the responses is that if there is a potential possible threat in some way, shape, or form, Customs and Border Patrol would be made aware. That's it. So in that respect, we have zero clue who lands at that airport, at what time of day, and what is even on the aircraft. My main concern, though, is the fact that we have completely uncontrolled airspace above us. If you look up at any time of day, you can see how low those planes are. The only control that they have is that they use CTAF, which is basically a common traffic advisory frequency for the pilots to talk to themselves. That's it. If there's inclement weather, it's up to the pilots to tell each other, oh, that runway's icy. Well, how do you figure out if it's icy? Especially at midnight or 1 in the morning when you decide to land, right? So there's a whole lot of what ifs. We saw what happens with what ifs about a month ago. And that wasn't the first time. In less than 4 years, we've had 2 plane crashes. Right? And now we are building a large town center adjacent to that airport, not to mention all of the neighborhoods that are already there and the ones that we're continuing to expand. The growth isn't going to stop. Fine, right? I think we're past that at this point. Now it's time to keep everybody safe. Well, if there is zero regulation at all, and that comes from the county, that's not even anybody here. That's them literally saying that we have no say over anything that goes on, except we maintain it though. So where does the tax revenue go? Well, that was another question that I had. The response was, we have no way to track that tax revenue. What? Yet I was sent to a website through the state, which did give me a tax breakdown, which is about $500,000 for the year of 2022. Where does that tax money go? The fire apparatus, right? The first responders that risk their lives, right? Or the equipment that they use for when that plane crashes. We pay for that. Our taxes pay for that. Okay, well, where's that tax revenue go? Does that go to the town of Milton? I don't know. Nobody tells us anything. Nobody seems to have any answers. And the answers that we do get are, we don't have any control over it. That, to me, that's pretty alarming. And there is no partisanship in that at all whatsoever. There shouldn't be. We all live here. That plane could have went through my house just as well as Eric's or anybody else's. Right? Somebody lost their life and 4 people could have lost their lives. Thankfully, it hit a tree. Should that plane have taken off? In the early report from the NTSB, no, that plane shouldn't have taken off. Well, there is no regulation to tell him not to. That's what happened. So again, you play with fire, right? It's the rule of probability. The more we roll the dice, we're going to put 500 apartments and 19 commercial pad sites right next to that runway. What are we doing? Seriously, Like that, that's the question. How can we all work together to mitigate the risks as best we can? Because the county just saying, sorry, we don't have anything to do with it, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Not just for me and my family, but I think everybody else that lives here too. So I would be open to as many suggestions as any residents or the town board could give. If we could in some way talk about starting a committee to talk about mitigating the risks or how we go about mitigating the risks. Is it a state level? Is it an FAA level? Where is it? Because the risk isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to keep getting bigger. And the more commercial traffic we keep putting in here, the more enticing that commercial aircraft is going to look like to load up on those trucks from the industrial park that are going to have a nice, easy route with a roundabout right there. Come on, we all see what's going on. So maybe we can get together in some way, shape, or form to try to work as a community to help each other stay safe. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure that's your first priority, and it's definitely mine for myself, my family, and my neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Mike Iacolucci.
Thank you. Good evening. Mike Iacolucci, 3 Encore Drive. Just a quick thought I wanted to pass on with respect to the 250th anniversary celebrations that are going on. Our historian has talked about the Knox artillery train. And I happen to have a spouse who is a big fan of the quiz show Jeopardy. And believe it or not, the artillery train was a clue on Jeopardy recently. The answer being who ran it? Knox. So it was just pretty cool. This is how region highlighted on Jeopardy.
Thank you, Mike.
I forgot to mention that December 13th is the big day for Saratoga County. There's going to be down at Fort Hardy Park, there's going to be a parade of animals pulling sledges, cannon, about 90 reenactors. There's going to be a bonfire there. There's going to be cannon demonstrations along the river at night. There's going to be music being played. There's going to be a candlelight walk tour through the area. So if anybody guys can make it, maybe the residents can make it from 1 to 4 on December 13th. You want to be on the Port Hardy Park. It's going to be a good night. There's going to be food and everything there. There's going to be food trucks there as well. So people want to spend the afternoon there checking all the stuff out. It'd be a cool event. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike. Anyone else? Hi, Ashley. Evening.
Hi, everyone. Ashley Edwards, Director of Community Emergency Support. I just want to say thank you for everything. We're closing out the year here. It's been a record year for us. I want to say thank you to Neighborhood Kitchen. First of all, their food is phenomenal. Second of all, they are feeding our crews for Thanksgiving this year, which is awesome. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Thank you, Ash.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Brenda, anybody via Zoom?
No.
Hearing none, public comment number 2 is now closed. Next, Brenda, we have any correspondence? Next, discussion, new and old business from the town board. John, you have anything?
Just an update on our facilities. Binder blacktop is down. The water tank is being constructed as we speak, and they should be water testing that next week. Pretty much they're tying up the outside, the sidewalks, the fences, and all that is pretty much complete. So we are moving along. The end of this week, between now and the end of the week, they will be doing the permanent power changeover. So that'll get the permanent power into the structure. And once that happens, they'll fire the furnaces and do some interior finishes, and we should be good to go. It's getting there.
Sure is.
The other thing, I'll just make a quick comment. In regards to the airport, I think it's always important to talk about safety at the airport, and I think it's always important to not speculate on things. The original speculation was that weather caused that accident. And the initial report from the NTSB is the fact that it was a mechanical failure of the plane. What happened was that appeared to have lost its fuel. The one saving grace is the instructor, the pilot that lived, actually took the controls and steered it away from the house. So that's an important thing to remember, but it's always important to talk about safety, but let's make sure that we don't confuse one thing with the other.
Thanks, John. The only thing, Toys for Tots is right in front of us. Everybody can see they'll be picking up December 1st. I want to thank the employees, and Dave Bramer, who set up a clink in our office here. We collected $55.65, and we filled most of the boxes along with the employees, taking the time to go out and buy some toys for the Toys for Tots for the kids. That's all I have. Barb?
Yeah, like I said, I'm grateful for my committee for the comprehensive plan. We'll be moving on to zoning, and I think that's a big part of this. That's an important part of this. This is where you get into the nuts and bolts of the whole thing. So if anybody has any thoughts, or please come to our meetings and let us know, talk to us about them. I think that's about it.
Meg?
Nothing new.
Eric?
Thank the residents who attended some of those meetings, workshops around the comprehensive plan, in addition to the committee, which was.
We had some real loyal ladies
Yeah,
that met with
yeah,
that were at every single
it's
meeting.
our chance to
So-
hear what's going on and take part. So, absolutely.
Oh, that's what I wanted to mention, the moratorium on the solar. We also have a group working on that, on these large solar farms, as they call them. Protecting some of our areas out in the R2. I think that's important.
Anyone else? Hearing none, there'll be no executive session this evening, so a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Session.
Just-
Yes.
Councilwoman Savoie.
Yes.
Councilman Ballston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see everybody in December.